Shalom Akim. Hey, first and foremost, we want to give our honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah Kodash. We also want to give double honor to the apostles at Great Millstone rule well. We want to say peace and blessing salutations to the hopefully elect. All right, I'm Zahab, and to my left.
Yashima.
And today we're going to go into a lesson entitled Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai is going to crack the clouds, man. So we're going to get these different accounts throughout the scriptures, throughout history, recorded history, where Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai had an appearance on the planet Earth, man. He went from the spirit realm into the planet Earth, and with the world from what the world called UFOs, man, unidentifiable flying objects. All right, you got it, bro.
It's the book of Psalm, chapter 18, verse 6. In my distress, I called upon the Lord.
This is King David talking.
And cried unto my power. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even into his ears. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundation also of the hills moved and were shaken because he was wroth.
Hey, because this is Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai coming on his chariot into the third dimension. Why just keep it coming in on the planet Earth, man? The earth is gonna shake at the presence of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. You know? That's why they make movies like Independence Day and War of the Worlds, man. They went into the history, man. It's like the Apostle Tahar always go into. You can't be a movie director unless you study the scriptures, man.
That's really because the plot in the scriptures is the only thing that interests. You watch these TV shows, these movies that come out now. They have to take some piece of literature out of the scriptures, man. You know.
Period.
It said, verse 7, then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations also, the hills moved and were shaken because he was wroth. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it.
What does it mean when it says smoke came out of his nostrils, man? That's the openings of the chariot, man. Because the chariot is preparing to shoot a concentrated fire out, man. All right, it's no coincidence that they make movies about UFOs, man. What's they not? UFOs, the IFOs, they're identifiable flying objects, man. All right, so it's not like the Most High came as a man and he blew his nose and smoke came out of his two nostrils, man. Nah, concentrated fire was going to come out the chariots, man. All right, that's the vehicle of the Most High. It's the vehicle of Yahweh Shai, and that's the vehicle of the angels, man. All right, and that's going to be what's going to cover the planet Earth and the interest of Yahweh Shai, man. All right, that mound graven without hands. That stone graven without hands, man. All right.
I got a quick one for you, bro.
Okay.
This is the book of Wisdom, Solomon, chapter 5, verse 20. His severe wrath shall be sharpened for a sword, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise.
The world is the elect, man. All right.
Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds, as from a well-drawn bow, shall they fly to the mark.
What are those thunderbolts? This is going to start lightning? No, those thunderbolts are actually lightning bolts, which they're not lightning bolts. They're concentrated fire descending from the chariots, man. All right, so-called laser beam. Hey, Shalom, brothers.
Shalom.
That's the brothers on your left have a channel. Tell me your channel, brother.
GMS Living Waters.
The name of this brother, this is Yashima, and the name of his channel is GMS Living Waters. Okay?
Keep going the film.
Come.
All right, this back in Psalm chapter 18. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it. He bowed the heavens also, and came down, and darkness was under his feet. And he rode upon a cherub and did fly.
He rode upon a cherub. What's a cherub? It's a chariot. It's the vehicle of the Most High. Modern day known as UFO. Unidentified flying objects. But it's actually unidentified flying objects because his identity is in the scriptures, man. It's identified in Psalms 18. All right.
It said, and he rode upon the cherub and did fly. He did fly upon the wings of the wind. He made darkness his secret place. His pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the skies.
And from there, I'm gonna read it for you, bro. Psalms 104 and 3. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind. So who is it that maketh the clouds his chariot? It's not that the Most High flew on clouds. he disguises the chariot by what the clouds, and there's a lot of so-called UFO sightings you can find on YouTube where the chariot is covered in a cloud, man. So the angels have a lot of visitations on the planet Earth, all right, and they disguise themselves behind clouds, man. It's very common. All right, you got it, brother.
All right, verse 11. He made darkness his secret place, his pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the skies.
This is the power or God that you don't hear about in your churches, man. We grew up in the churches, man. Me and this brother, we was heavy in the church, man. We didn't hear, I can speak for myself, I didn't hear about these scriptures.
No, there's a lot of scriptures you don't hear about when you come into the truth, man.
Yep.
You know, you think a UFO is an actual alien, man.
Yep.
That's our salvation, man. You know? Why you think those slaves were singing that song, man? Why are the slaves in the cotton field singing about a chariot, man? You know, take us home, man. Swing low, man.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. I looked over Jordan, and what did I see coming forth to carry me home? Why are slaves, hey, Shalom, brothers.
Yeah, Shalom, man.
Hey, Shalom, man, Kazak. Hey, but why are the why are Negro slaves from Africa singing about looking over Jordan, which is in Jerusalem, Israel? What did I see coming forth to carry me home, man? Coming forth to carry, because we're Israelites, man. They could have easily said, I looked over the Nile River. All right? I looked over the Niger River. All right? Nah, I looked over Jordan, man. Because it's known throughout our history that that's the vehicle of Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, and the angels, man. All right? You go ahead, bro.
All right, verse 12. It said, the brightness that was before him, his thick clouds passed, hailstones and coals of fire.
Yeah, that's that concentrated fire, man. Because King David, the word David goes back to Dawayad. And that means beloved. Beloved of who? Beloved of the Most High. So when King David was under attack by the different adversaries, the different enemies, or the different nations, he cried to the Most High. So the Most High actually heard him. All right? Because he was the Most High's elect. And he came and fought for King David. So how did he fight for King David? He appeared on the planet Earth in what they call a so-called UFO. And he sent concentrated fire to the enemies, man, to the different nations. Period, man. All right?
It said, the Lord also thundered in the heavens, and the highest gave his voice, hailstone and coals of fire. Yeah, he sent out his arrows and scattered them, and he shot out lightnings and discomfited them.
What are those lightnings that the Most High shot out, man? You think the Most High came in this passage, in this historical account, okay, because this is not a metaphor. The Most High came as a man that looks like me. He had a lightning bolt in his hand like Zeus. Yeah, not hell, Zeus the lightning bolt. You know what I mean? No. Like, nah, man. It was actually a so-called UFO, which is a chariot, the vehicle of the Most High, shooting out concentrated fire to the nations, man. To the heathen nations. All right, you got it, brother.
All right. And it said, then the channels of waters were seen, and the foundation of the world was discovered at thy rebuke, O Lord, at the blast of the breath of thy nostrils.
Yeah, just imagine a meteorite hitting the earth, man. When the Most High was hitting those different locations on the planet Earth, wherever the concentrated fire hit, shit, it'll empty a river. It'll dry the river, man. It'll send brick craters on the planet Earth, depending on where it hit. All right.
You had Revelation 19?
No, you could get that, brother.
Okay, come. Yep. All right, this the book of Revelation 19. I started at 12. This the return of Yahweh Shai, man. You know, it said his eyes were as a flame of Revelation 19:12. His eyes was a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood.
Now, this is talking about Yahweh Shai, and it said he was clothed in a vesture dipped in blood because he was conquering other nations. Can you hold that real quick? I'm gonna get Isaiah. All right, because the scriptures is connected, man. It's like connecting the dots, man. Once you connect all the dots, you have a figure. Hence the phrase, do you get the picture? Okay. Isaiah 63:1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel. So when did Yahweh Shai actually come to Edom, man? All right, it's talking about America, man. For you, America is the Vatican. I mean, Babylon is the Vatican niggas, man. All right. that in his glorious apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. What's the greatness of his strength? The chariots, man. All right. I that speak righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thy apparel? Can you read that last part again, brother?
It said, verse 13, back in Revelation chapter 19, verse 13, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood.
Yep, Isaiah 63 and 2. Wherefore art thou red in thy apparel, and thy garments like that treaded in the wine vat. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I would tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come.
Come, man.
You got it,
the Lord is an angry man. So an angry man with all that power, you know, you give Jake get mad with an AK,
it's a wrap.
Everybody through, man. So imagine when Yahweh Shai come back with that great power, the innumerable number of angels, you know. All right, it's gonna seem like he was by himself. I mean, people he gonna kill by himself, man. You know, going back in verse 14, it said, and the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses. And those white horses are those chariots. All right, just symbolic. Those horses just being symbolic to power, man. You know, and that white just gonna be that bright light, man. Or those chariots. It said, clothed in fine linen, white and clean, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword.
So you mean to tell me Yahweh Shai is gonna have a sword shoot out his mouth? You know, it's symbolic.
Out of the opening, because your mouth is the opening, man. And it said, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he tread the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the almighty power.
Yep. So that's the point, man. That's Yahweh Shai coming in the chariots. Because as we read in Isaiah 63, which links up with Revelations 19, Yahweh Shai, the Son of the Most High, is gonna come back to take vengeance, man. And this world is gonna be under the rule of Yahweh Shai, man. All right, because the kingdom is gonna be given to Yahweh Shai, and we're gonna be joint. Abba willing is us, the elect, the body of Yahweh Shai, which is what you see the brothers out there in those different camps teaching, man. We're gonna partake in the rulership in the kingdom of Yahweh Shai, man. All right.
Keep going that song.
Come on. Let me see where you stop at.
16. I'm on verse 16.
All right, you can finish that on verse 16.
Okay. It said, he sent from above, he took me, he drew me out of many waters.
Yep. And I'm going to get Psalms 97 real quick. This is Psalms 97 and 2. I'm going to start at 1. Yahweh reigneth, let the earth rejoice, let the multitude of owls be glad. Clouds and darkness are round about him. Now, what did we just read in Psalms 18 and Psalms 104? That the Most High disguises the chariots in clouds, man. All right? Righteousness and judgment are the habitation of his throne. A fire go before him and burneth up his enemies round about. What's that fire that go before him? It's what you read in Psalms 18 about the lightning bolts, man.
Come on.
It's that concentrated fire, man.
I'm there. I can pick up.
Okay, go ahead.
Verse 4.
Yep.
It said, his lightness enlightened the world. The earth saw and trembled. The hills melted like wax at the presence of the Lord. At the presence of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai of the whole earth.
Yep.
The heavens declare his righteousness, and all the people see his glory.
Hey, man, it's going to be marvelous when Yahweh... Well, this is talking about the Most High. But when Yahweh Shai comes, man, and in the account in 2nd Ezra 13... in the midst of the different nations fighting over power after America gets destroyed, when he interrupts that fight and he shows his presence, man.
Come on.
You think the elites aren't preparing for this, bro?
And this is over 2,000 years, all right, of preparing for his return, man. Yeah. You know, because you can think, you know, I used to DJ at the clubs or whatever, you know, and you have one of these major rappers come to the club and perform, them niggas come out late. You know, it be late, and then when they finally do get there, you know, Jake could go in, man. You know, so imagine how the Lord gonna come back, man. You know, he's been waiting on for so long. Everybody been waiting, man. Imagine how he gonna come back, man. And World War III gonna be his introduction song, man.
And you know, I was thinking about it. You know, for a boxer, you're not supposed to have sex before you fight. And I think the rule is like you're not supposed to deal with a woman for 90 days. And I think it was Adrian Broner a few years back was talking about the signs of that, or basically the frustrations of that. Like you going 90 days without a woman, without pleasures. Like by the time you get in the ring, you ready to kill something. So we talking about 90 days without your pleasures, waiting to hit your enemy. Imagine 2,000 years, man. Yahweh ain't drink wine yet, man. So you already know how Israel get when they're deprived of their pleasures, man. Jake go crazy without a cigarette, man. So Yahweh, hey, man. Hey.
Yeah, it's like he ain't gonna waste no time.
Yep.
Cause the kingdom is his.
Yep.
He just waiting on the go.
Yep.
He just waiting on Yahweh say go. The Most High say go, man. That's how you know he ain't gonna waste no time playing back and forth. All right, with Esau and the heathens, man. He gonna get this over with quick, man.
God.
You gonna keep going on that?
Nah, you good on that. I'm gonna I want you to go to Exodus 19. If you could read down to 19. Exodus 19, chapter 9.
19 chapter 9.
Come.
Okay, come. It's the book of Exodus chapter 19, verse 9. And the Lord said unto Moses, Lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto the Lord.
This is before the Most High gave his commandments, man. And those stones, man. All right, you got it.
And the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, said unto Moses, Go unto the people and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes, and be ready against the third day. For the third day the Lord will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. And thou shalt set bounds unto the people round about, saying, Take heed to yourselves that ye go not up into the mount, or touch the border of it. Whosoever touches the mount shall be surely put to death. There shall not an hand touch it, but he shall surely be stoned or shot through. Whether it be beast or man, it shall not live. When the trumpet soundeth long, they shall come up to the mount. And Moses went down from the mount unto the people, and sanctified the people, and they washed their clothes. And he said unto the people, Be ready against the third day, come not at your wives.
Because the reason why these protocols are sent forth, because men have to purify themselves before the entrance of the Most High. That's like unto a priest, man. Like temporarily, you're like a priest. A priest had these strict rules because he had to be pure when he was in the temple dealing with the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh. All right.
And it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there were thunders and lightnings and a thick cloud upon the mount.
Oh, there you go. The thick cloud upon the mount. And you got to forgive me, brothers, but there's a movie, I think it's directed by Steven Spielberg, where the cover of the movie was a chariot on top of a mountain, man. Where did they get that from? That cloud on top of the mountain is Yahweh, man. All right, the Most High. All right, he disguised himself in that cloud, man. All right, you got it.
All right. Back in Exodus 19, it said, And a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled. And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with the Most High, and they stood at the neither part of the mount. And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in fire, and the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. And when the when the voice of the trumpet sounded long and waxed louder and louder, Moses spake, and the Most High and answered him by a voice.
Hey, this is on there, brother. But that's describing the entrance and the presence of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai coming on the planet Earth, all right, for the Israelite, for his people, man, by way of a chariot, man, so-called UFO covered in a cloud. A chariot sitting on the Mount Sinai. Like I said, there's a movie, I think it's written by Steven Spielberg, the brother Kazak, the elder brother Kazak, whose channel was Yahweh Shai's Comments, did videos on this years ago, okay? But it's Steven Spielberg has the cover of a chariot on top of a mountain, man. So Esau knows, man.
I got a quick one for you, bro.
Oh, you got it.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 16, Verse 18, it said, "Behold, the heaven and the heaven of heavens, the deep and the earth, and all that therein is, shall be moved when he shall visit."
Yup. Yup. That's the power and magnitude of the interest of the Most High. It's like a big truck pull up in your driveway. Your house gonna shake a little bit, man. Just imagine the chariot enter into this atmosphere, man.
It said, "The mountains also and foundation of the earth be shaken with trembling when the Lord looketh upon them."
Yup. So hey, that's why we gotta fear Yahweh Shem Shai, man. All right. How much it's honorable to fear him in his absence? How much more is it gonna be honorable to fear him in his presence? See, people gonna fear him in his presence, but it's gonna be too late. All right. Hey, the last scripture we're gonna get 2nd Ezra 13, and just gonna start from the top and read on down.
Come. Yeah, the Lord finna get ready to visit his creation.
Come.
You know, like the scriptures say. 2nd Ezra 13.
Come.
All right, this is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 13 verse 1. "And it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea that did move all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with thousands of heaven, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him."
This is talking about the interest of Yahweh Shai in the planet Earth, man. The Son of the Most High. All right, go ahead.
"And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth filleth when it filleth the fire.
Yep.
And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea."
Who's the man that came out of the sea? Yahweh Shai. It is not that a chariot ascended from the sea. The sea is the atmosphere of the earth, man. All right.
Just that water in the vapor form.
Come.
And it said, "And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea."
And that multitude of men was the different. This is after America got destroyed. The multitude of men is the different nations that's fighting for power after America got destroyed. So we talking about Russia, China, Korea. They were all fighting, man. Okay, because they was fighting over who was gonna be the next superpower. But amid them fighting, in the midst of them fighting, came Yahweh Shai in his chariots, the so-called UFOs.
That's why World War III brothers going to is so tough, man. That's big biblical prophecy, man. You know, that's gonna lead to the direct coming of Yahweh Shai, man. You know, these nations are mounting up over there, man. Things are happening. You know, you got Turkey. You know, they have took over Ephraim, that northern town in Syria, and now they saying, you know, they giving America ultimatum, man. Either y'all gonna get out that town of Majid, or we coming in there too, man. You know, so you got heavy fighting and tension over there, man, and it's gonna lead to 2nd Ezra 13, man, like the brother getting into, man. Verse 7, "But I would have seen the region or place wherein the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet there's fight."
Yeah, and the hill that he couldn't see the foundation of was the chariot. It just the magnitude of the size of the chariot, man. All right.
And saying, "Lo, and he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war." You know, and that proved what you said earlier, is the actual sword not gonna come out of his mouth.
Beautiful.
You know?
Beautiful.
And he said, "But only I saw that he sent out his mouth as it had been a blast of fire."
There we go with that blast of fire. Those so-called laser beams, concentrated fire. All right.
"And out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests.
Yep.
And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which were prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid."
Hey, and that's the point, man. Hey, it's the point that so like that's the point, man. After Yahweh Shai is going to subdue the other nations, man. But the point was we got accounts where the Most High, who we know him as Yahweh, or his son Yahweh Shai, visited the planet Earth, whether it's the past or in the last scripture was the future, man. All right, so we know that what the Esau, the so-called white man, calls the UFOs, is actually the Most High, Yahweh Shai, and the angels, man. That's their vehicles, man. All right, but did you have any closing statements?
Gun. Then, like you said, he said at a moment, at a sudden, the innumerable multitude was turned to dust, man.
Yep.
So Yahweh Bashim Al Shai is gonna come make a speedy radiance, all right, of so-called white man. In these heathen, man. That's why the scriptures say he seen Satan fall like lightning, man. That was symbolic of Esau falling out his rulership quick, man. They've been working on the space wars program since Reagan. So you got 30-something years, 40 years they've been working on this stuff, and then like that, it's gonna be turned to dust, man.
Yep. So hey, your rulership is coming to naught. All right, and brothers, just pray that pray that Yahweh Shai for strength to endure. All right, because we're the last phases of us being refined as gold, man. So it's gonna get pretty tense. But with that, we want to give our honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakah Kodash. We want to give double honors to the apostles once again who rule well. We want to say peace and blessings, salutations to the elect, and to the next lesson. Shalom.
Shalom.